Good afternoon, everyone. Happy fall to everyone. Out here getting my cardio on today as I work and be a blessing to others. So come on in, invite your followers, and come on in and share. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining on today. So doing my self-care thing on today, and a lot of times as we walk and get our cardio going, it's a part of our self-care because your heart controls the blood vessels that flow through your body. So it's fall and it's so nice to get out to see the leaves right before they begin to change. So out here just enjoying the cool breeze right before the storm. You can hear the wind blow out here. So what do some of you out there do to get your self-care going? Have you gotten out to get your morning walk or your afternoon stroll? I'm here in Baltimore and getting my stroll on. So as you can see, the industry that I work in, it's a part of self-care as well, because we must get these things in order that you see before you. And as you can see, as you walk the road begins to bend. And in life, you have turns and bruises and all that great stuff as well. Taking a stroll, getting my cardio walk on for today. Now introduce myself here. I'm around. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Natasha Allen with Chocolate Mobile Designs with Soul Purpose, and also the co-founder of Wise Woman Builds as well. And this month, the month of September, we are talking in reference to self-care. And self-care is so important in so many different ways. And most of the time when people think of the word self-care, they think that it's always in just pertaining to caring for your body. But it's other things in life that we're dealing with. Self-care is preparing our families for future things to take care of ourselves and our well-being. Hi, Autumn05. Thank you for joining. Tap for hearts, share out with your followers. So I'm walking, getting my cardio on this morning, or this afternoon I should say, and wanted to talk with you about some self-care tips and things that you could do to pre-plan to help your family. And that is making your final preparations as well, because we love our families and we want to do the right things for them. And so we want to make our preparations before leaving Earth. It is so important. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. So there are many things to relieve the stress and the self-care with families. How you doing? With pre-planning. And it's a wonderful thing to pre-plan. No one wants a loved one to go, but the world that we live in, it's shelter you pass, right? So in doing so, you want to let your loved one know your wishes. And it's not fair to leave from this earth and leave it up to your loved ones to make the decision for you, or to be left with the hardship of making the decisions for you. And yes, and it's such a hard topic that some people don't want to talk about it, but it's reality, and it's a part of self-care as well. So, some of the things is just letting your family know, do I want to be cremated or do I want to be full body? What funeral home or what cemetery do I want to go through as well? Also, your social security number is very important to let your loved ones know these things as well. Also, if you have children, and a lot of times we have life insurance policies as well. And with life insurance policies, life is just that. It's for the life of someone. So you don't want to put your life in the ground, right? So, with that, hello, thank you for joining. So we want to prepare for these things. And, along with cars and other things of that nature that we have, when we purchase a car, say you purchased a car back in 1964. So you purchase that car today, that car is going to be much more expensive this type day and age because we deal with inflation. I'm going to put this umbrella down because it stopped raining. Okay. And so with that, the same thing happens with everything else in life. We deal with inflation as well. So life insurance is meant for the life of a loved one, so that when a loved one is gone, their income no longer keep going. So you need something that's going to supplement that income as well as you may have small children, and you don't want your children to feel slighted or things of that nature, to miss out on things. So there are just some things there that you definitely want to make sure, your life insurance, and you can prepay on your burial arrangement things that you have as well. So there are just some tips. Anyone have any questions, or have you gotten out to take care of any self-care tips? You can tap for hearts, or you can ask any questions that you may have, and I'll be sure to answer them. Thank you for joining. So we're talking about self-care tips for the month of September, as well as I walk around today of just, pre-planning before leaving Earth, making preparations as part of your self-care as well. And I'm out here walking and getting my cardio on in the midst of educating you as well. So that's so very important. There's so many things that take place. You also should get a will together. Many people don't have a will, but it's nice to get a will together. That way, if you don't have a beneficiary or someone that's listed on your things, at least the state or the government doesn't take over your things as well. So it's nice to get a will, and it's about $5 to register a will as well. So there are just some things to put in place. Living wills, 5 wishes, or other things to name, a few to get into place and making preparations. So again, just to recap, I'm Natasha Allen, Chocolate Mobile Designs with Soul Purpose, also the co-founder of Wise Women Builds. And just talking to you in reference today in the midst of self-care, of pre-planning, making preparations of pre-planning before you take your final breath. Yes, it's such a sore topic, and so many don't want to talk about it, but it is so very important. I sit with so many families, and 60% of the time, it's the wife that's left to make the preparations, and she's left with trying to figure out everything. And so on the worst day of your family life, while you're grieving a loved one, a spouse, a husband, or even a child, the last thing you want to do is to come on that worst day of your life and have to prepare for everything all at once. So it's best to pre-plan ahead of time And you also save. Once it's done, it's done. It's not like life insurance. You keep paying on it and keep paying on it. And then, you know, you never finish. Once it's done, it's done. It's etched in stone. So that's something you definitely want to sit and talk to your family about. It's so important to get a will together, to get all your paperwork together, have it all in one place. Excuse me. So your family members don't have to come to your home and rummage through everything and try to find everything of where it's at. Yes, it's your personal information now, but it's so important. Life insurance is for the life of someone. Most of the time, life insurance don't even make it to the cemetery or the funeral home due to health issues of people getting sick or needing long-term care, or it just never makes it. Families tend to, when they get into a bind, they borrow against the insurance money. So all the time it's not, you know, meant for that, or it never makes it to where you intended for it to go. Or you purchase a policy years and years and years and decades ago, you may have $1,000 policy, and nowadays, you know, just on the funeral aspect side, could cost you roughly around $8,000 or so. And roughly it may be at the cemetery, maybe, what do you say, probably like 6 or so. So it varies from place to place that you go. But you definitely want to make your preparation and not leave that stress on your family members on the worst day of their life of trying to figure out. And it breaks many families apart. You know, some families live from paycheck to paycheck and don't have the means, and it really tears family apart. So these are just some things, and if you have get some of these tools and tips, I'll be glad to email you these things. You can email me at Natasha Allen, ALLEN .pc@gmail.com. And again, my email address is Natasha Allen, ALLEN .pc@gmail.com. And I'll be sure to send you all the lists and the tools and things to pre-plan for you and your family. It is so very important. Very, very important. So I finished my walk. You should get out, enjoy some of this nice autumn air, and be well on this Wellness Wednesday. And just wanted to come on today and just share some wellness tips and things with you and your family. And until then, be well.